is, if everybody's busy today, I'm personally going to sit back and watch the John Cena match, as I don't have any matches tonight. I'm supposed to wrestle tomorrow, but tonight, man, I'm getting prepared for the John Cena's. I don't know. It could be his last match. I think he'll return, but I like the opponent they got, for him, Gutter. But yeah, they definitely haven't reproduced to the next John Cena yet, and I don't think they ever will, because it's not that wrestling is dead; it's that music is dead, and the rock and wrestling, connection that made these big stars is just not around anymore.
Yeah.
But we may not see another star as big as John Cena for a while.
Yeah.
Might be a long time. Yeah.
As far as the matches with, or actually, we also discussed this, the Masked Man. Now, you said that the Masked Man could be a certain wrestler from TNA coming down to WWE soon.
Yeah, I believe it's Joe Henry.
Yeah. Now, there have been reports saying that Austin Theory was the Masked Man at Survivor Series. But what I believe is that what they're actually doing is they're holding off the reveal and using different mid carders for that to play as the Masked Man, all the way up until they decide who the Masked Man is actually going to be. Bring back Seth Rollins, or say that, oh yeah, it's been this guy the entire time.
Well, I do also believe that it's been mid-carders that are actually behind the mask, because some of the guys, the way I pay attention to things, and the way they move their body swagger, I feel like I know one of them, who it was, especially the guy at Survival Series. Yeah. But I don't think it's Seth Rollins. I think it's made to make us think Seth Rollins. And you're right, man. They're building it up to see who they decide. But the proper guy that it should be is Joe Henry, because of the pop he got at WrestleMania. Could you imagine him doing that little?
Oh boy,
that'd be the greatest, and that'd be the greatest way to try to reveal who the Masked Man is.
Yeah,
Jericho, all due respect, is past his prime, and there's no reason for him to have an entry like that. Now they could do Dean Ambrose. Yeah. So I'm going to pick Dean Ambrose or Joe Henry. There's no reason for it to be Seth Rollins. Just completely no reason at all. So.
Yeah. I mean, they want us to believe it's Seth Rollins. If they try to reveal him to be Seth Rollins, it's going to be a big slap in our face at this point. But in all honesty, I'm not going to be surprised if it is or if it isn't. But I'm just expecting it to be someone else at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe Henry's the best choice, unless they're doing something like Shane McMahon or something. Yeah. I don't think.
Yeah.
I say Joe Henry, TNA.
Yeah.
That's the best choice.
Yeah.
That would make the biggest impact, and that's a future. Because Seth Rollins has already faced everybody. What are they going to do? Have a repeat of the last 10 years? It's time for some new matches, man.
Definitely.
Hey, it could be me. You never know, man. I could be the Masked Man. You just never know.
You never know.
You never know. Only Bobby knows.
Yeah. Anyway, so with this being John Cena's last match, do you think that he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, or do you think they'll wait another year?
Well, I know Saudi Arabia is asking for all these legends to come back, and I keep thinking Cena will probably go to Saudi Arabia. Has he been over there yet? I don't know if John Cena's been to Saudi Arabia yet.
Yes, he has.
But has he been over there? Yeah, I think in 2027 he'll wrestle one more time, because the money's going to be there. I think he could be going to the Hall of Fame, because that way they could do his last match tonight, and that way he's around for WrestleMania. So, yeah, I could see him going in. I think tonight they might reveal the Masked Man, Like if they're really wanting to put it to rest about John Cena, they're going to want to do something big to move on from John Cena's last match. Because if not, we're going to talk about John Cena's last match until the Rumble.
Yeah.
So they might reveal the masked man tonight, but I hope it's not John Cena's last match.
Yeah.
That's just me though. But the guy they picked, I liked who they picked because that guy beat Goldberg and ended his career, and now he's going to do John Cena. So I like the way they're doing that with Gunner. You know, that's awesome. Great. Definitely. That was a great pick. You know,
I kind of agree with that. When I first heard that they were going to do Gunther, it was a few months back, and I was like, you know, that is going to be expected, but I would also expect someone else to do it as well. So let's see if this is a rumor or not. And then when they announced the tournament, I was like, okay, you know, it could be anyone. And then they announced Gunther in there, and it's like, yeah, maybe, you know, there may be a chance.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it, and I think this is the right guy. Definitely. He's a heel, and they could really build him up to face the next John Cena guy at WrestleMania 42. Because now this guy can go, I ended Goldberg's career. I ended John Cena's career. I'm the man. You know, this is perfect, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and you get what I'm saying, you know.
Yeah. It's better for a face to be retired by a heel and actually lose to the heel, pass the torch to the heel, than it is for it to be face versus face at this point, because they don't have the next John Cena lined up for him.
No, and I don't think they will. I don't think they're gonna. The reason why is because I'm telling you, Hulk Hogan and all these wrestlers got super big because of rock and roll and wrestling. If you go back and watch the early Hogan days, they had MTV, Cyndi Lauper, and all these guys, and Hogan had that edge with music, and so did John Cena with the hip hop. That Roman Reigns had the title for 3 years. He beat everybody. I'd rather watch Roman Reigns match than a John Cena match. That's me because I like Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns don't have that extra. I don't know what I'm looking for. That extra blah that John Cena's got. Why? It's because the music's dead. Roman Reigns can't be John Cena. He's just don't have the charisma. He can't do it. Brock Lesnar couldn't do it either, and neither could Batista. That's what, like I said, the music's dead.
Yeah.
It's not wrestling. It's the music. They can't produce a new John Cena because music is dead, not pro wrestling.
Yes. Now,
that's my opinion.
If you remember, before Roman Reigns became the tribal chief, he had a feud with John Cena.
Right.
This was like in 2018-19. And
that I totally disagree with. I disagree with that match. The reason why is because John Cena should have put him over, or not put him over, but faced him at Mania. You faced him at WrestleMania. Let's just get real here. John Cena was a childhood generation guy. He didn't want to get beat by Roman Reigns at Mania. That Austin Theory John Cena loss. I also don't like the John Cena Miz loss.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose to guys that it doesn't make any sense. The Miz doesn't even brag about beating John Cena at WrestleMania that much anymore.
No, he doesn't. I mean, when it comes to the Miz, as much as I hate Cena versus Miz matches, during this retirement tour, I wouldn't mind seeing one Cena Miz fight one last time. At that point, you know, don't put him in the tournament. Just put him in that one last match thing. Just a quick match for nostalgia, and let them say goodbye to each other at that point. You know.
Yeah, I just like certain things. I like things being organized, and I hated that they did the Miz John Cena match. I would have done the tag match they had at Survival Series 2011. I would have made that the main event for WrestleMania 27. Have The Rock and Cena team up in a tag match instead of having The Rock interfere in the match. I would have had The Rock get in the ring at WrestleMania, man. I mean, it makes sense. The Miz and John Cena, to me, nothing against either one of them. I love The Miz. It just doesn't feel like a WrestleMania main event. The Miz just doesn't do it for me as a main eventer. At Mania, anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like a Backlash pay-per-view.
Yeah. That.
Do you feel the same way?
At that time, yes, I didn't feel like The Miz had the time to be champion at that time. I just did not feel like he fit the bill to be champion at that time.
Not at all. They could have done. They could have went with CM Punk, or even CM Punk at that time was still in Nexus. He didn't really. The right thing would either do John Cena versus Randy Orton or have The Rock in a tag match teaming up with John Cena. That's what I would have done. You know, that's me. You know, and you even had Kevin Nash coming back from the Rumble around WrestleMania 27. I would have done Nash and Cena. You know, that would have been a bigger moment than John Cena and The Miz. Nothing against The Miz. That's his. I'm sure that's his greatest victory. Just didn't do it for me. I think I don't even think I've ever watched that match all the way through, so I shouldn't criticize it. It doesn't catch my attention. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. When I've talked to Miz over the phone one time, I said, you know, that may be your greatest accomplishment, but that's one of your worst matches ever. And
yeah, without Triple H versus The Undertaker on that pay-per-view, that might have been one of the worst WrestleManias ever, in my opinion. Without that Triple H Undertaker match.
Definitely.
That kind of saved the show.
Yeah. And yeah. Anyway, any predictions for the Saturday Night Main Event matches tonight that you have?
Coach Cody Rhodes is probably going to win or be a DQ. He's not going to get beat. And John Cena is probably going to, I mean, it would only make sense that he loses. Him winning does nothing for anybody, you know?
Yeah.
What does it do? That's going to make everybody want Cena to stay, you know? I think Gunther has a better match with Cena than he did with Goldberg.
Yeah.
And the guy's lucky because I wouldn't pick him over Goldberg. I wanted Goldberg to destroy him, but over Cena, I think he'll take care of John Cena tonight.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that Gunther's going to be going over tonight for sure, because if he loses, what does that does more harm than good for his career than anything else.
It would be better that he wasn't even there.
Yeah, if he loses. So the other match, there's two other matches going on. Bailey versus Sol Ruka. I'm not. I guess Sol Ruka is from NXT. And then there's the AJ. I'm calling them AJ Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater. So AJ Lee tag team is actually AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater. So, and it's not even for the championship. It's just a regular tag team match. So, how do you think that match is going to go?
AJ Styles will pull it off.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't been paying attention to the tag team division that much,
right,
lately. But I seen them the other night do an interview, and it was AJ Styles and his partner with the belts.
Yeah.
And they look like a great tag team, so I'm going with them.
Yeah.
I'm going with them all the way.
Yeah. So, yeah. And
I think Cody Rhodes wins his match tonight.
Yeah. Now back to the masked man situation. You've wrestled several different promotions, done several different shows. I'm pretty sure you've had masked figures in your promotions. How many times have there been different people donning that same get up and then not being the same person at each show?
All the time. That's what the mask is for. It's most likely the guy that was at Survival Series that did the debut as the mask will not be the actual guy that they say is that they reveal as the masked man. Yeah. I knew that off the bat because I was like, why not just debut him at Survival Series? Because they plan on bringing somebody in or want to see where it goes. But it's not the same guy. But what was really awesome to me is there's a guy I know in the Indies, and I should say his name, but I'll keep it to myself. And I was like, did he get that spot where he gets to be the masked man? Because he had that body swagger and the way he was moving, it made me go, I know that guy. I know I've wrestled with that guy, but I don't know if it's him or not. So I don't think it's him. I think they're gonna say Joe Henry. You know how Joe Henry does that little turnaround thing? Yeah. I'm telling you, he's gonna take the mask off. He's gonna do the little spin, and it's Joe Henry.
Yeah.
It would be stupid if it's not. Yeah. It would be very stupid.
Yeah.
Anybody else doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So my experiences with masked wrestlers and things, I've gone to a lot of independent shows around here. There was one show where they had actually given me the tickets for, and they had me sit down in the front row, was front row seats. And in the middle of the show, someone comes up to me from the ticket booth or backstage, and they say, "Yeah, we kind of need you to move back one seat here. We did not know that we gave you the wrong tickets." And I was like, "Okay." So 3 guys just come out there. They're like 3 really large, bald guys. Just walk in, and they sit right there where I was sitting. And all of a sudden, before one of the 3-man tag team matches go up, they all get up and they leave, acting like they're going to the bathroom. And all of a sudden, like 3 minutes later, guys wearing about the same size as them come up in masks, just walk out to the ring as the Black Rangers, if you've ever heard of them. And they just do one of their 3-man tag team things, and another one shows up as well and just does their own thing. And then after they lose their match or whatever, they go backstage. And then about 15 minutes later, the same guys come back up and sit down at this spot and just finish watching the show. And I was like, y'all are not being very subtle on this whatsoever. On this, I already know it's you guys. If my phone did not die from the recordings and taking pictures and things at that time, it would have caught y'all getting up and moving and things.
Yeah, one of the things that drives me nuts about these, and I'm guilty of it today on this podcast, these independent promotions is not revealing things to the fans too easy. They don't worry about the curtain where the fans can see you changing your clothes or who you are. I don't like that, man. It does damage to the kid. It does damage to the fans because they're like, it just make it really. Any promoter that doesn't make a big deal about kayfabe really needs to be. He needs to be taken out back and dealt with, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just being serious. That really makes me mad. I hate that. Like, dude, what are you doing? The fans. I hate when I gotta leave in the middle at the end of the show after my match, and I put my bag over my head, or my coat to try to hide my face. I see some people looking at me, but I'm like, no, that wasn't me. But they know it was me.
Yeah.
So I'm guilty of it too, but I really hate it when the promoter doesn't let his guys know, man, can't let these fans know you're just a regular Joe out here on the streets.
Yeah.
You're a superstar, brother.
Yeah. It's I know from experience it's very difficult from a wrestler's perspective and a fan's perspective when you want to watch the show, especially one that you're already in, and yet you're having to sit next to a guy that's in the show itself and having a good conversation with them and things, and they have to go from being a fan to being in character and things, and we're like, okay, it's whatever, it is what it is, but
well, sometimes when a show doesn't sell out really well, we got a main event coming up. I have, as a promoter, told wrestlers, hey, your match is over. Put your clothes on. Go out there and help cheer the main event on.
Yeah.
To make it look like we got more of a seat. And that's just being honest. I do that because I don't want the main event looking like it had two fans. So definitely. I have wrestlers put their clothes on, put their street clothes on, try not to reveal who you are in front of the camera at least, and go out there and cheer on the main event. Yeah. I've done that before. I think sometimes it shows that it doesn't matter that you should do that. That it helps make the main event mean something.
Definitely does. I want to say that event that I went to with the three guys, the main event was a retirement match with one of the guys that was also one of the main promoters there, and the guys had duct taped him to the ring post, and one of the guy's wives had came up and had brought in a pocket knife to cut him off, and the guy had to bring her out and say, no, they got it. And I was like, I don't even know what to say about this. Why would you want to? First off, it's a high school gym. Why would you bring a pocket knife to a high school gym? And why would you?
True.
I mean, fans know the real reality of wrestling nowadays.
People talk about wrestling school all day long.
Yeah.
But I think promoter school is just as important as wrestling school. Some of these promoters, and I'm guilty of it myself, need to be taught. They need to know a certain thing before they run a show because it's hurting the business.
Yeah.
There's just certain things they need to know before they run a show.
Yeah. I always ask this question with fans, very seldom with wrestlers. I have asked this question with wrestlers as well. Do you think that fans knowing about kayfabe actually helps or hurts the business?
Well, it depends. With people like me, I was always more interested in the kayfabe part than the actual business. So I was a nerd for wrestling, and I looked into things. I'd read the magazines. I'd try to figure out what they were doing behind the scenes. I already knew it was a show,
Yeah.
So I think it helps. I really do. Because look, it's survived. If wrestling could survive with the fans knowing that it's kayfabe, that it's going to live forever. The fans already know it's kayfabe, and it's still getting bigger and going on.
Yeah.
It may not be as good as it was back then, but it's going on.
Yeah. The one person that helped me confirm that it was kayfabe was Ted DiBiase one day, where I actually was at a table with him, and I just flat out asked him, and he said, "Yes, it is," and it didn't even affect me at all. I'm still a fan of it and things, and I was like, thank you for actually being the only one hear that would actually confirm it, versus everyone else saying that no, it's, you know, they would bully me for believing that it's real or something, and be like, well, I don't even know if it's real or not, you know. And talk to
Man,
yeah,
why do people drink? Why do people do drugs? They want an escape from reality. Pro
yeah,
wrestling is an escape from reality. But let me tell you something. It's
yeah,
not fake at all. It's actually very real, and it makes me mad and upset knowing that I know how real it is. It's not fake. What is fake about it is the show. They know who's going to win and all that, but it's
yeah,
very real. There's something, man, I can't
yeah,
explain it, man. It's
yeah,
something real to pro wrestling.
yeah.
There's
And
something to it. I don't know how to explain it, man. It's real,
that's
brother. I'm telling you, it's
yeah, yeah.
real.
That's why I hate the F word, the fake word.
It's got magic to it, dude. There's
Yeah,
something
yeah,
to it. You're on cloud nine. It's so powerful. It is so powerful. It's real, brother. I'm
yeah,
telling you, it's not. It depends on what you define what real is.
definitely,
It's real, brother. It's
definitely. The
real.
injuries are real. Um, the ro- some of the rivalries can be real. Some of the drama in there could be real, but
You go through
it's
that curtain,
yeah,
you're on a different planet. This isn't you're not on planet Earth anymore. When you go through that curtain in wrestling, you're in a different dimension, man. It's real, and I'm not
yeah,
just saying that to sell wrestling. You're in a different dimension when you go through those curtains and you step in that ring. And if you're
definitely.
not, get out of the business. I don't want you in it no more. Just being honest.
I agree. I agree.
A lot of
And
people don't want me in it, but I'm still here, man. Bobby knows, man.
yeah, yeah. I have had heard so many different wrestlers, former MMA fighters, go into the business and just freaking overdo it. You know, stiff punches and everything, and wrestlers just don't like that so much. You know,
You don't
or
really you don't really feel it for 2 days. It's weird, man. Like if you get in a
yeah,
fist fight on the streets, you
yeah,
feel it the next day. But pro wrestling, I feel it 2 days later. Like if I wrestle, I'm so pumped up. I'm still pumped up the next day. It's the day after
yeah,
that you feel the pain. It takes 2 days to come down off a pro wrestling match compared to a regular street fight. I'm just,
yeah.
man, dude, I know it sounds like I'm exaggerating, I'm overselling. Pro
Yeah.
wrestling is so real that when guys say that it's not, I'm like, how do you not feel? The only
How,
thing that could be better than pro wrestling is shaking the hand of Jesus Christ, man.
yeah,
I'm telling you,
yeah,
it's real.
yeah.
I
I
love it
mean,
and it's real.
yeah, yeah. And the number one thing that I find it difficult on doing when my 5 part kayfabe series was, it was from a fan's perspective of kayfabe. It was not with actual wrestlers, because with wrestlers, some wrestlers are like, oh well, that's just something so taboo that you don't even talk about or anything, versus some that are like, yeah, we're willing to talk about it, but we're not going to expose the whole entire business, because that is majority of the business. And that's something that as fans we don't want to ruin, but we want to help support on. So that's why I'm glad that I actually found a wrestler actually able will that actually wants to be on our show and actually talk about this stuff, because this helps the fans and other wrestlers, and maybe even get more wrestlers into the business as well. I hope.
Yeah, I don't see. I've had wrestlers tell me, this is a show, right? And I'm like, how disrespectful, dude? How do you say that? I don't get how it's a show. Dude, when I was in high school wrestling, the hardest part of wrestling was the hardest thing I've ever done in life was wrestling practice. and we went through the motions of wrestling, where the coach would blow the whistle and make us go through the motions. That's what pro wrestling is, dude. The emotions of wrestling. It's the toughest thing out there.
Yeah.
The people that say they don't like wrestling is because they don't know about it. If you know about the business, you will love the business. Like I said, dude, my dad used to give me a hard time telling me wrestling was a show. So there was a couple of years there where I quit watching it, or I wouldn't let nobody know I was still watching it. And I finally got to a point in my life, I was like, no, dude, this is me. This is in my heart. Now, I don't want to idolize it over Jesus, brother. Jesus is the man, right? So I got to check myself there. But wrestling's in my heart, dude. And I still will catch myself at my age watching matches on Peacock, that I've seen 100 times before, but I still watch them. It's an awesome, dude. And when I went through that curtain, man, it's just, like I said, you're in a different dimension. And
Definitely. So yeah,
it's spiritual. It's not physical. No, dude, I'm not saying this isn't a work, man. It's spiritual. It's not real. Like, oh, this guy's gonna win, that guy's gonna win. No, man, that's not what I mean by real. It's how you define what real is. And man, when I go through that curtain, dude, I don't even see the fans out there. I'm a different ball game. I'm a whole different cat. And it's like you got some kind of angel guardian angel over you when you're in that ring. Like something comes to you where you just know, man, you're in gimmick mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're wrestling.
Definitely.
I don't even pay attention enough to do what I'm supposed to do in the ring. But when I go through that curtain, man, I'm on a whole different cloud nine. It catches my attention, and I'm more focused in the ring than I am outside of the ring. And it's awesome. Super awesome, man.
Definitely.
It's a hard feeling. It's hard to explain, man. It really is.
Yeah.